C'est parti! C'est parti. Alors, qu'est-ce que je vais faire dans un premier temps? Bonjour YouTube. Bonjour Twitch. J'espère que ça va marcher cette fois-ci, parce que la dernière fois, ça ne marchait pas. Je crois que ça marche pas. Sur le téléphone. Oh, mais je crois que ça ne fonctionne pas. Ah, c'est très agaçant. Hein. Je suis relativement agacée. Non, là, ça marche. Bon, bah, écoutez. Bah oui, c'est bon. Là, j'ai la notif. Partons du principe où ça marche. On va attendre que les gens arrivent un petit peu. Si tant est soit peu qu'il y ait du monde. Sinon, c'est pas grave. Parce que j'adore parler toute seule. Et je dis ça sérieusement. C'est à moitié une vanne parce que j'adore me parler seule. Et je ne suis pas la seule à parler seule. J'adore faire des petits scénarios. Est-ce que vous faites ça aussi? Du coup là je parle tout seul, on est d'accord, mais c'est histoire d'animer quand même le truc. Est-ce que vous faites ça aussi, de vous parler tout seul là, de faire des petits scénars? Vous êtes là dans je sais pas, dans le canapé. Moi ce que j'adore faire, c'est... Alors déjà la musique est beaucoup trop forte. Donc ce que j'adore faire c'est changer le son. Hop et là. Je vais monter un petit peu, je vais juste baisser sur mon bureau. Voilà. Qu'est-ce que j'adore faire? Oui, j'adore faire semblant que je suis en interview. Alors ça c'est un délire. Je vais lancer. Faire semblant d'être en interview, c'est vraiment un passe-temps pour moi, hein, sensiblement. En plus, je prévois d'écrire des best-sellers dans un futur relativement loin. Donc voilà, je m'imagine de temps en temps. Alors parfois je le fais en anglais, mais là je vais pas le faire. Parfois je fais oui, alors vous savez, mon texte il est quand même incroyable, il y a des messages, je crois. Bonjour aux deux spectateurs. Bonjour à vous. Où est-ce qu'on en était? Deuxième session. Alors, je sors mon petit carnet et je vois sur mon petit carnet Irle, bien sûr. En objectif principal, j'ai marqué retournez voir le raciste. Alors, c'est un objectif, ma foi, plutôt louable. On va y aller. Oui, c'est parce qu'on avait des goodies. Si je ne me trompe pas. Oh, non mais déjà, ça on en parle ou quoi? Qui a jeté les vêtements? Ouais. Payer les dégâts? Ah oui. Eh, c'est vrai que j'aurais pas d'endroit où dormir cette nuit. Bah, je dormirai avec mon pote dans sa voiture. Oh là là. Ouais, non, ça ne marche pas. Hein. Ça ne marche pas sur le téléphone. Je vois dans le chat. Attendez, hein, je vais quand même répondre. Hop. Voilà. Hey, bah t'es quand même là finalement. Qu'est-ce que je disais? Oui, alors déjà trop de quêtes et on avait un petit goodies là. Et on a un niveau. Alors attendez. Niveau qu'on peut mettre un peu partout, mais ça me fait plaisir. Voyons. Je vais rebaisser le son parce que là c'est ignoble. Qu'est-ce qu'on a de beau là? Réactivité, ça peut être sympa. Avec quoi j'hésitais la dernière fois? Je sais plus du tout. Encyclopédie, je l'avais pas pris. Persuasion, ça me plaît ça. Hop, on est parti. Est-ce que... Ouais, non, ça ne marche toujours pas sur le téléphone, je suis assez dévastée, mais bon. Mon monsieur, j'ai un goodies que j'ai volé.
Something odd? Comme tu...
Hop là.
Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go.
Ouais, non,
I haven't seen anything that funny in a while.
C'est à vous.
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
Non, c'est pas toi. Ouais, c'est bon, on est potes là maintenant, non?
No.
He's got a smoke right there in his fucking hand. Snatch that shit out of it.
Hop
Can't
là.
have it.
Je serais vrai.
Evidence of what? I haven't done anything.
Oh.
I bet. Sorry, I
On l'aura pas,
couldn't
notre
be
papa.
of any.
Ah non, le téléphone ça ne fonctionne pas. Hein. Je comprends pas pourquoi. Hein. Comment je fais? Attendez. Je ne sais pas comment régler ça, hein, parce que vraiment quand j'ai demandé... Non mais je pense que c'est mon setup, hein, parce que les autres c'était sur la PS4 et ça marchait très bien, donc je pense que c'est mon setup. Mais je sais pas comment le régler en fait. Je sais pas du tout. Parce que quand j'ai demandé au service, ils m'ont dit oui ça arrive. Alors bon. Qu'est-ce qu'on a de beau la tasse?
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
Ouais, ou alors c'est Streamlab, mais... Je sais pas comment régler ça en fait. Sinon, il faudrait qu'on teste avec un autre... avec un autre truc. Il y en a pas mal qui utilisent Hobbs. Donc je sais pas s'il faudrait tenter. Je sais pas. Comment on pourrait l'utiliser ça? C'est moi qui est un modèle projet 10. Je vais le mettre sur chaque vendeur. Ça verra utile. On n'a plus le droit de le dire maintenant. Tonton raciste. Je sais pas là. Qu'est-ce que je peux lui dire? Oui, voilà.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you...
Ok. Je suis un petit peu perdue. Alors. Ah oui, il y a ça. Ça, c'est vers 16h. Il est 14h, donc il va falloir s'occuper avant. Hop. On peut aller taper la discute. Cherchez votre âme. Prêteur sur gage. Prêteur sur gage. Attendez, on va aller chercher des noises là-haut. Avec les grévistes. Parce que si on n'y a pas été... Je prends le plaisir de découvrir. En cas de grève, appuyez sur le bouton derrière le dispositif. Sécurité. D'accord. Elle est fermée. Ça arrive. Possible de crocheter. Bah, j'ai rien. Qu'est-ce qu'on a par là? On sort? Je peux pas lui parler. Oula. Oh, je sais pas si je vais chercher des noisettes.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Ah, ouais, d'accord.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally
Elle a
betrays
descendu.
his degeneracy.
Voyons. Voilà.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al-Ghul.
Ouais, d'accord, ça me dirait. T'as un souci internet? Fais une partage de quoi?
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Al-Ghul.
Yes. Al-Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran poison. A parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. It is a trick the desert pygmies played on you. For humiliating them and stripping them of their land. Servitude to Al-Ghul does not explain everything. There are other reasons for your race descent.
Oui, je veux
No,
juste
you don't. You need to get
Vous en avez un
another
verre.
drink.
Bah,
Occidental Haplogroup.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Non. Ok, attends, quoi? Vous avez besoin d'un verre, un alcool, pas fini de commander dans le coin. L'influence raciale des sandwichs au jambon est en train de s'étirer. Ah oui, j'ai vu ça. Tu étais sur TikTok. Je t'ai suivi. Oh, je rentre dedans.
Jerking motions. Signs of a late-stage neurodegenerative disorder. How far the Occidental haplogroup has fallen.
Si autrefois une race noble puissante.
You gave the world eugenics, electricité, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aeros. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed. You will be superseded. Isn't
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
Infect. Infect.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Est-ce qu'on...
It is my task to keep the degenerate drunks from entering the
Ivrogne, dégénéré, oui, mais bon. Allez.
Enough with this begging. You should bring your troops to the Simenon Islands and to Boogie Street, and the walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside,
there may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. The best idea.
Ah oui, c'est ça. L'assommer. Bon.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Aidez-moi à comprendre les races. Oui, c'est vrai ça, on n'en parle pas assez.
Do you?
Oui.
There are 3 categories
Alors,
of
type
race.
A, race héroïque.
Type
type
A,
B,
the heroic races. Type B, the servile races.
Oh non, mais là,
and the vile CF race cauldron of... I knew you would go straight for the vile cauldron. Everyone does.
Pourquoi ne pas me le dire tout de suite?
I mean, otherwise, it just won't make any sense.
Est-ce que c'est elle ici? Si oui, est-ce que je peux la pousser?
Yes, it would seem nonsensical.
Bien sûr. Type A.
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagites, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to a receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stad, you know them by the names of their nation states.
Je ne sais pas.
The Oranese, the Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture.
Colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good sartorial choice for this century. You might want to avoid wooden clogs too.
Ouais, bien sûr. Ah non, c'est à moi. Ouais, non.
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the other large mondials, overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk. Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Simonese and the Areopagites are on the ascent.
Simonese en haut. Continue à recevoir de la sagesse.
The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Simonese are powerful, mesomorphic. The latter is perfect. Type B are the unheroic races. Amorphous non-competitor. To an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare. Cultural, the Koiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad are all inexplicably obsessed with potard. The only thing they like more is divided into microscopic ethnostates.
Paf, paf, paf.
Wouldn't he be
Et voilà.
one for ethnostates?
Oui, bien sûr.
They are
Bien sûr,
microscopic.
bien sûr.
The Semeno-Areopagite superstate will cover its
oui,
leaders will be the genetic
J'aurais pas dit autrement.
epitome of the Semenese and Areopagite stock. Elected Revacholians halfway between
J'espère qu'il va pas me faire un petit questionnaire à la fin parce que...
82,000 years that we've been recording history. You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
La
The revolution came to ravage in Zara's written potato It is literally an illness. A prion, the revolution is fatal enough of type médiocrité.
Bon, maintenant, est-ce qu'on peut passer à la racée même?
Tips, CF are a museum of failed chimeric
Des créatures
experiments
torturées
and
qui attendent
tragic
d'être euthanasiées, ce serait-il pas notre personnage?
They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Semenese man.
Tout à fait.
Only possible if the mother is masked and the mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive El Mari. Then there is the Semino Koiki Chimera.
Là, faut s'accrocher. Hein.
Are you sure you wish to know
le jeu est intéressant jusque-là.
It is not an aesthetic.
Là, c'est compliqué, quoi. Ok.
That is understandable.
Alors.
Were there more
Non, c'est bon.
tips
Allez.
You understand nothing.
D'accord. Je ne comprends
To
rien.
solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask
Pour
yourself,
résoudre la grande énigme raciale.
what is
Là, je suis
a
mal à l'aise.
race enigma? You
Bah,
have
quelle est
not
l'énigme
even
raciale? Vous, c'est déjà un
worded
premier
the
début.
mystery, let alone solved it.
C'est terrible, hein. Vous me laisserez passer si je le fais.
Will see.
Access to the Union is important for our investigation. But then,
Am I mildly worried he might take it seriously, Lieutenant?
Bah, on lui dira après.
Yes, I am.
Oui, bien sûr.
You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me.
Bah d'accord.
This I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss.
Ah non, je suis de type B, moi. D'accord.
Your love for disco music
J'adore la musique disco.
Disease.
C'est péchu. Voyons. Les tatouages, c'est un titan cuirassé.
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Welcome to Revachol.
D'accord.
You hear him yell.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid of my skull and features. This should your silence betrays your
Bien sûr, je suis
inferiority.
inférieur, tu as raison.
You do not have a
On se casse, hein, parce que là c'est douloureux. Allez. Alors après. Parce que là on a quand même pas mal de choses. Placer la théorie avancée des races dans un emplacement d'intériorisation. Ah oui. Ah oui. Est-ce que j'ai déjà commencé ça, non? Ah ça dure moins longtemps. Allez, on le fait. Mais est-ce que... Oui, voilà, ça se fait tant que... Oui, d'accord. D'accord. Alors, chanter au karaoké, bien sûr. Ça, on verra plus tard. Ah oui, avec la chanson triste, alors que je voulais... Je voulais pas une chanson triste. Ça risque de prendre du temps. Demander à Kuno si c'est comment le vêtement de la victime s'est dans la bonne ordure. Et à Gart... Je ne sais pas qui sont... Ah, Garté Bartman. J'ai bien fait de le noter, dis donc. Comme quoi?
yes.
Ah non, c'est pas lui, Kuno. Non. Bah, on va aller voir le barman. On nous fait une petite quête. Là, les grévistes, c'est pareil, là, les grévistes, je ne sais pas s'il faut être avec eux, contre eux. C'est délicat. Comme question. C'est ici. Hein. Hop. Ah. Ça marche. Hop là. Voyons. Je lui ai déjà parlé à lui, c'est qui? Je suis pas sûre qu'on puisse lui parler ici. Oh, je mets la musique. Alors.
Can I help you?
Oui, bien sûr.
Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
J'ai retrouvé les vêtements de la victime.
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Je te crois pas. Est-ce qu'un de vos employés ou qui d'autre possède la clé?
The trash collection service, CS Municipal.
Détruit tout.
I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threads that solves itself. Thank you anyway.
Un employé peut-être.
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Ouais, mais c'est bizarre quand même, parce que la dernière fois il nous a dit ouais c'est à l'arrière, il au pluriel, on pendu le type, alors qu'il me disait qu'il n'en savait rien sur le cadavre. Donc à d'autres.
Yes.
J'ai vu autre chose.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Ah oui, le syndicat.
Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
Comment on peut les trouver?
We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get
oui, donc c'est là que
hungry,
j'ai vu normalement c'est vers 16h.
If not today.
Yes. Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this.
Je vais pas chanter une chanson triste, c'est terrible. On va aller revoir la nana, tiens. Elle nous plaisait bien, hein, je crois. On va refrapper ici.
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key or from the...
Ok. Ah, je peux pas. Ouais, c'est tragique. Je peux retourner ici. On va lui montrer ma piole. Ouais, non, t'inquiète.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet.
Rien que
or
ça,
the
c'est
weird
intéressant.
suitcase on the
C'est
hat
tout con,
rack.
hein, mais le fait
Or the potted plant
que lui
dying
soit là, et
in
du
the
coup, le fait
corner.
que j'aille dans cette pièce,
But it's
ça
all just
déclenche un truc.
too morbid to it. The man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape and not to send any of the bottles rolling across the floor, where unidentifiable sludge makes it hard for him to breathe. Smells of vomit in here.
Regardez la
He
destruction.
nods.
Désolé.
No problem, officer.
Hop, et là, expérience, alors. Bon, ok, on se casse. On se casse, mon petit haut. Bon, y a rien à voir ici. Tac. Oh, bah c'est vrai ça. Hop là. Bon ça, on va fouiller. D'accord. Oh, je peux le prendre. Hop là. Allez hop, un petit peu de thune. Bonsoir mon brave.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's call. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out. It must be his name.
Oh non.
Garancy. Garancy, Quebec. Sounds representative.
Bonjour.
The man puts his cup down and replies something.
Après, s'il parle pas notre langue,
His
ça va être
left
compliqué.
hand drawing arcs in the air.
Vous en avez des belles
He
casseroles.
smiles and bangs his ladle against each
Ah bah, il est
of his
content.
pots in turn. It's almost like music. especially with the sounds of assorted dishes.
Bah voilà. J'espère que ça vous a plu. Qu'est-ce qui se passe ici?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
Je me demande où mène cette porte.
It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
Mais parce qu'il y a un cadavre pas loin.
The witch, outside, in the backyard. Remember? No? Your fingers do.
Non. Il y a un Troider sur le toit.
Well, if there was a winch, I suppose we could look into it.
Bah oui, mon pote.
As a side investigation.
Exactement.
Gart is the person to ask about
Allez,
this.
encore une tâche.
Cafeteria manager.
The door does not budge. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch.
Est-ce qu'on va parler avec la
The
porte?
stainless steel door is old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers.
Allez, bah on est reparti. Hop là. J'ai envie de fouiller.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great.
Hop là.
Oh yes, that door. Sure. There's nothing mysterious
Quoi derrière?
about. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frick warehouse, probably.
Il est
Or
désagréable.
some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust.
Moi, si j'avais une porte comme ça et que je pouvais pas y accéder, je serais nerveuse.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door
Bah,
in
d'autres,
one of
t'es
the
en train de rien
cafeterias
foutre
I
depuis tout à l'heure.
manage.
Là. Il est réparé le truc, hein.
So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that.
Okay.
Yes?
Au revoir. Est-ce que du coup, maintenant que j'ai observé la porte, je peux lui demander...
The man ponders his cooking utensils.
Hop là.
He looks up at you, then looks away. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Oh. C'est tragique tout ça. Qu'est-ce qu'on va faire? Je ressors mon petit carnet. Explorer les passages secrets. Ok. Alors. Ok, m'ont payé ça de toute évidence. Non. Je l'avais pas inspecté le corps? Ah oui d'accord, mais si je fais pas la quête principale aussi. Ah oui mais il faut le détacher. Ah oui c'est pour ça. Faut le détacher, j'en étais incapable physiquement. Oh il est toujours là lui. Voyons.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes.
On peut tester,
The
hein,
body
mais...
below. The smell is repulsive. It pushes.
Oh, c'est pas ce que je voulais faire. C'est pas ce que je voulais faire. Bah, mieux vaut dehors que dedans, hein. Avec le bruitage.
You feel a great force ringing from your stomach until a pool of vomit lies underneath. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
Bon
It's okay.
Dieu.
Happens to everyone. Keep it.
Merci.
The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
Et je trouve ça où?
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store nearby.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Active decay.
Ouais.
It's okay to throw up, officer.
He's about to blow! Cock's gonna blow, Kuno!
Bah c'est déjà fait, hein. Ok. Allez mais ça m'aide pas ça. Comment je fais? Je peux y aller ici? Non, bah non. Ça, je peux le retenter ou pas?
An inconspicuous pile of the... It's nothing. Someone.
Eh bien, de toute évidence, non. Ça m'attriste. Qu'est-ce que je dois faire? Je panique. Là, je peux pas y aller, là. Non. Mais comment je l'inspecte, le corps? C'est terrible. Je peux pas le poker. Puis je peux pas le tabac, ça, le gamin, il m'écoeure. D'accord. Ah, en fait, je suis obligée... D'accord. On va chercher de l'ammoniac, je sais pas si on a assez de thunes, ceci dit. Bon, Kim, il nous dépannera. Allez, on est reparti. Hop, 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 hop. Hop, hop, hop. T'en as pas sur toi, là, par hasard?
I can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago.
Vous avez toujours le sel?
Sure. I'm done with them.
Allez!
Go easy on that stuff.
Merci. Bah voilà. Hop, pas besoin de payer. Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Stylo, mouchoir. Ok. Ah putain, il a carrément un mouchoir brodé. Ah, ça c'est vraiment un petit luxe. Tout à fait louable hein, en soi. Chacun fait ce qu'il veut. Hein. Donc là, si je vais là, est-ce qu'il faut que je l'accède?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is the ammonia only makes it worse.
Bah,
the second time, not so much.
Bah, je suis dévastée.
When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Il a des bottes? C'est quoi? Ça servait à rien du tout.
Nor does the wind right now. I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder.
Bah sans moi j'ai trop la gerbe, ouais.
No. This is a two-man assignment because it needs 2 officers to complete.
Bah vas-y,
I
descends-le
need
toi
your
le
help.
cadavre.
You need to get your shit together.
Bah d'accord.
We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses and effects.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Ah ouais, d'accord. Oh, putain, si vous faire ça à chaque fois, mon pote. Est-ce que ça retourne à 0, ça, si je... Je vais le faire. Ah non, regardez. Ok. Ça me prend combien de temps, ça? 30 minutes. Bon, on va s'occuper en attendant. Ah, il est toujours pas 16 heures. Hein. Ah, c'est terrible. Qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire en attendant? Bah, pas grand-chose. Hein. C'était combien les clopes? Je sais pas, c'était quoi. Je pense pas. Enfin, je sais pas. 7 $. 7 $. Ok. Alors.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you. An off-key melody starts.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
C'est la police.
Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were...
C'est qui Kuno? Je m'en rappelle plus. On l'a déjà vu Kuno? C'est qui?
But the doorbell is broken and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore. So I can't help you. Please don't call here again. Thanks.
A single beep indicates that the line, this button, looks new.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Silence. No one. Silence. No one. Silence.
Gros casse-couille.
You hear static from the you can almost hear them breathe.
Allô?
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
Okay.
She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old... Wait, but what happened to Slipstream SCA? There's no Tricentennial Electrics on the list.
Ouais.
The lieutenant exchanges a look.
Quoi?
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
It's a woman. And she knows you.
Oh non, on va
Your
encore s'évanouir.
heart beats faster. She must be mistaking you for someone else.
Où êtes-vous?
Michelle, just please.
Michelle.
Why did
Je ne
you
suis pas
even
Michelle.
call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
Ouais.
Ever since I came to live here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
C'est devenu glauque d'un coup.
A spot of static overrides her words.
Elle reprend la parole, submergée par l'émotion.
It's so nice.
C'est si agréable.
It's so nice to be able to finally.
Oubliez quoi?
She sounds like she's about to cry.
Pas pleurer,
She
voyons.
doesn't answer.
Vous avez dit que c'était agréable.
Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay.
Bon, bah, au revoir.
You press the number sign on the keypad that
Volonté.
terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read.
Hop, et là.
No.
Ah.
Hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotion. Looks like someone has melted half the... You wait for a minute. You ring the doorbell. All you hear is static.
Up.
You ring the doorbell. What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair.
Bah, y a rien de toute évidence, hein. Alors. Est-ce qu'on peut aller là? Ok. Petite librairie. Bonsoir, madame.
Welcome to Crime, Romance and Biographies of Famous People.
Sympa, ça.
My name is Plaisance.
Plaisance. Pourquoi pas, hein.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
L'énergie. Vous êtes le propriétaire?
I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Vous lui avez déjà parlé à l'interphone. Ah bon? Qui est la fille plantée dehors?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Bien sûr.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Oui.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn
Ouais,
out
écoute,
as
ça me
great
fait
as my
plaisir.
Annette.
Mais je me rappelle plus, je crois qu'on lui avait déjà parlé un peu. Ça se trouve, elle m'avait envoyé chier. J'ai vraiment aucun souvenir. Un bon petit soldat, oui.
As a young girl should be, with the proper attitude.
Okay,
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then.
Conseiller un livre?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the
Oh, bah
shelves to
d'accord.
browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go. Be drawn.
Non, ben non. Tu vas me parler.
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself.
She smiles and nods, seemingly
On va dire. Pas comme ça que je travaillerais dans une librairie. Hein. Besoin d'un conseil? Bah, regardez sur les étagères. Non mais oh.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all.
Est-ce qu'on va vraiment inspecter tout? On va regarder s'il n'y a pas des petites notes, hein, mais sinon... Ok. C'est la caisse enregistreuse qui fait ça? Oui. Ok. La magie fasciste. Yes.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head suddenly. A particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called. Next to that, Rivasholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a...
I really must insist you buy one of the books.
Non.
Reading them is not for free. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time.
Elle est... Hein? Elle est bizarre. Elle me met mal à l'aise. Bon. Bah, de toute évidence, regardez la petite carte là.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is to the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie. The suburbs of Saint-Houdon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait, no. This is somewhere to be. This is all you have.
Ouais. Bon, tout ça, on s'en fiche globalement. Ça aurait été la réalité, j'aurais déjà tout acheté. Mais ça ne l'est pas.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Y'a quoi?
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you...
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they...
J'ouvre.
Just as you're about to pull apart the...
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequence.
She looks away.
Ça m'intrigue encore plus.
Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal?
Ouais, je suis agent de police.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there.
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
Vous ne m'arrêterez pas.
Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk.
Talking is always good. You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron shape.
Ok, on va parler. Oh. Oh.
Volumetric ship compressor.
Oh bah c'est passé vite.
Bizarre scientific news from Rivershoal West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These...
D'accord. Ok, bon on va continuer ça, hein, je suppose. Ok. Vas-y, on va discuter.
Hello again, esteemed officer. And well, I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. Just let it go, officer.
Mais moi j'ai une enquête, madame.
Goddamn books. You're supposed to be...
She's so tense. It's a miracle she hasn't snapped in half.
Ouais, pourquoi t'es tendu?
I'm just...
Je te dis que t'es tordu, c'était tordu, hein.
Okay, fine. It's just because this place is cursed. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
Host of hosts, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the curtains.
Comment se manifeste cette malédiction?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. But officer, there's nothing natural about entire companies declaring bankruptcy. I'm talking about cacodemons. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence. It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous.
Wow. Void raves. You have new words.
Spectre de l'abysse. Allez, une affaire.
Certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess.
Je vais le faire.
Stay away.
Oui, bien sûr.
Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
Time to fire up the old lie machine.
No.
The lieutenant looks at you. You've got this. Just go with
Les
it.
frangins criminels.
This is elegant.
You're called what?
He turns away. Not before you can see a small hint. Technically, that's what crime bros would do. Yes. Commit crimes.
Parce qu'on aime résoudre les crimes.
Sir, I really don't have time for your jokes. The situation is...
J'y vais. J'y vais quand même.
You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron
Pourquoi déchirer?
Enfin,
tu le pousses quoi, c'est le principe d'un rideau.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond.
Je suis déjà maudit. Oh, alors. Des silhouettes fantomatiques de sèche-cheveux. Ouh. Un homme vaguement androgyne. Ouh.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not only an echo. A hollowed out, dark echo.
Ah, on va tenter, hein. Oh. Ah. J'y ai tellement cru.
Ow, shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door?
Alors.
Don't you know that things like that hurt?
C'était pas une bonne idée, hein.
Are you alright?
What is going on there?
C'est rien.
Are you? I warn you. Don't tempt the spirits, officer. Don't.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door.
Encore.
Only a hollowed out, dark echo.
Oh. Je peux rien faire. Alors.
Yes.
Vous devriez savoir que je me souviens de rien.
No response. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
J'ai trop bu.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal...
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Try work, the case at hand. It can work miracle. Focus on other people's troubles, not your own.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances
La
at
montre
the sports watch
sportive.
on his wrist.
Y avait-il besoin de le souligner? Allez, on y va. Bah, on se casse, hein. Pas grand chose à faire ici. Salut toi. J'ai bien parlé de toi. Hein.
Hello again, sir. Are you interested in a new and exciting book this time? Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
On dirait Hermione.
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance.
Ouais.
She owns the store. She's inside, minding the register. Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
Tu restes dehors à te
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
Tu fais un brave petit soldat.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store.
Ok. Tu devrais pas être à l'école.
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
D'abord, c'est quoi l'école?
School? Well, mine is a big yellow building on Boogie Street, and the people there run it. They say it's a charity. Mum says it's necessary to do both, because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful.
There is stress and unease behind these words.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed. Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far. Yes, she can be quite strict about it. My mum doesn't let anyone sneak around in the back rooms or the...
Bon bah je me casse. Ah mais encore un endroit ici. C'est tellement grand. Bonsoir. Petite pensée, vous entendez les cris des motos loin. D'accord. Ah oui, il y a les... où j'ai balancé leur boule là. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça? Allez. Eh, bientôt 10 €. Est-ce que ce serait pas la richesse? Tac. Ah, il me faut un sac. Hein. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Ah oui, c'est le... Alors, jusqu'où on peut aller en fait? C'est ça la question. C'est un open world. Ici. Qu'est-ce qu'on a là? Oh tiens, saloperie. Hop là! Hop là! Bah alors?
Are you trying to sneak up on me?
Apparently, she doesn't like people standing behind her
J'avais
back.
cru comprendre.
He's come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out.
Pourquoi tu dis
Then
ça?
why are you sneaking up on me like that?
Oh, je peux pas la claquer. Je veux lui faire du mal. Tuyau d'arrosage, ouais, d'accord. Oh, mon sang! Ok. Ah, bah comme ça on peut accéder au jardin. Qu'est-ce qu'on a de beau là? Ah non, oh, je crois que c'était un sac. Hop! Hey! On n'a aucune dégaine. Mais c'est pas grave. Hop! Qu'est-ce qu'on a de beau là? Et là on peut descendre. Non. Fumeur du balcon pour être un témoin. Fumeur.
There must be another way into the building.
Oh, c'était quoi sa voix là? C'est beaucoup trop fort.
You see a young man on a balcony.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
Malgré le froid, sa chemise est déboutonnée. Branleur. On dirait que vous avez déjà des ennuis.
There's no trouble. I'm just speaking in a lowered voice. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Vous avez trouvé les vues sur la cour, vous pouvez m'en dire plus?
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme.
We will remove the body as soon as possible.
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Vraiment?
No, not you two. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
Il observe à nouveau la cour. Un manteau de neige recouvre les chaises de jardin. Tac, tac, tac.
A downy blanket of white to cover up the miserable poverty of...
You didn't answer the question.
I had a friend over. It was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend?
Dis-leur ça.
How intriguing. He doesn't reply. Gesturing
De faire non avec sa
with his
cigarette.
cigarette.
D'accord.
Under the...
My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local.
No. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Bah, de toute façon, j'ai pas d'autres questions. Hein, donc,
Good luck with the investigation.
Merci. Ouais, la petite cinématique pour le voir partir. Ok.
He's gone.
Oui.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits.
Vous avez raison.
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to... There has to be a way of getting inside the building. One...
Oh, c'est quoi ça?
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl. There's a key beneath it.
Oh,
this must be
évidemment.
for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number. We'll just have to go in and see.
Bah c'est parti. Hein. Ok, bah c'est bien là, on avance. Un tantinet de progrès. Ouais. Des lunettes. Oh non. Hop, hop. Hop et là. On est en train de se faire un petit outfit là. C'est magnifique. Oh, d'accord. De la mousse. De la vraie mousse, ouais. Qu'est-ce qu'on a de beau là? Hop et là. Oh, on va devenir riche. Richou, richou. Là, il y a le balcon. Est-ce qu'on y va tout de suite? Là, il y a des chaussures. Je me sers. Hein. La vie est dure. Ok. Une étoile à 5 branches.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, "No, it's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise."
Ok.
No reply.
C'est pas grave. Qu'est-ce que c'est ça? Oh là là! Oh mais là c'est la richesse. T'as loupé quoi? Bah pas grand chose hein. On a essayé d'interroger quelqu'un au balcon et puis... Puis bah c'est à peu près tout quoi. Il y avait le libraire, je sais plus si t'étais là avant après. Il nous a parlé d'une malédiction mais il nous en a pas dit plus. Du coup là on est entré dans un immeuble. Et puis on fouille quoi. On devient riche.
The walking stops abruptly. A poor communard from the looks of it. The room is barely big.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
Let's go. We don't have...
It's generally easier to do things if you...
C'est vrai. C'est vrai. Un petit peu d'argent? Allez! Bah, ça annonce du bon, je sais pas. Étant donné que le principe de la malédiction, c'est que ce soit pas bon, mais enfin bon. J'ai essayé d'entrer dans parce qu'il y avait une petite porte en fait au fond du truc. Et j'ai pas réussi. Je me suis cogné l'épaule. C'est pour ça que je viens de me remettre un peu de vie. Un petit instant, oui bien sûr.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
Vous voulez que j'appelle un médecin?
I'm fine. Fine. Now, what do you want from me, policeman?
De là, on dirait qu'elle est en train de tenir un fusil.
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
Je cherche Martin Martinez.
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry. Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martinez is a name for anyone who can't...
Oops. You really didn't get the joke there.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
Voilà.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean.
Qui fume comme un pompier, oui, bien sûr. Vous aurez pas des cigarettes?
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying.
Oh, quelle horreur.
You hear a radio tune.
What's he in trouble for?
Non, je vais juste lui parler.
Talk?
C'était pas une blague, hein.
He lives upstairs in
Ah, merci.
28. Go
Oui,
to
c'est
the
mieux, hein.
balcony.
Le son et l'image pour regarder
It's one of
un
those
film,
doors
effectivement.
there.
Je
He's
suis d'accord.
usually home in the...
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Oui, bien sûr. Vous êtes qui,
I'm
d'ailleurs?
no one. Just an old woman who cleans these halls. If you can call it living.
Ouais.
It's barely bigger than
Non, mais je m'en fous, hein. Alors. Hop, et là, ça c'est fait. On va pouvoir parler des races. Vous avez l'esprit clair et lucide. L'époustouflante phylogénie paraît moins floue et pourrait être un peu plus absurde. Le grand mystère de la race se dissiper. Il ne vous reste plus qu'à mettre des mots sur vos pensées. Allez faire part de vos révélations. À Jouche Caboche. Oui, tout à fait. Ah, je vais m'étouffer. Ah oui. Alors. Oui, parce que je veux savoir d'où je viens, moi. Genre d'œil blanc. Ah non, pas le parfum. Hein. On va se rendormir. 6 heures. Allez, c'est parti. Paf. Paf. Voyons. Qu'est-ce que c'est, ça? D'accord. Quelqu'un a démoli le mur, mais c'est sympa. C'est-à-dire que je peux passer. Un frigo. D'accord. Et de la thune. Vieille liste de courses. Bah écoute, ça me fait plaisir. Je vais pas les faire. Hein. Est-ce qu'on va sur le balcon? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? On y va. Bah là, en général, il s'occupe de le refaire. Bonjour.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue de Estoril.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull.
Ok,
What
Cindy,
else
la
do you
putain de
want to
cabocharde.
know?
date of birth.
Oh, mais il n'y a pas à être impoli comme
The
ça.
last time I was tested for HEPs,
Oui, voilà.
and here I was trying to be polite. Just can't win with you pigs.
C'est tragique. Hein.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint.
C'est du mazout.
It's heavy fuel oil.
C'est quelque chose sur la
I
peau.
ain't no snitch, pigstein.
Oh, mais c'est terrible.
Go forth and forage in someone else's shit.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant.
Elle est désagréable. C'est pas du mazout ça?
Red dyed heavy fuel oil intended for exclusive use in government vehicles to be.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself.
Donne-moi.
Oh what? You'll push me off this ledge and pry
peut-être.
the bucket from my dead hands?
Peut-être.
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Je vais devoir t'arrêter.
Let's be realistic. What are you going to do? Throw her off the balcony?
Bah pourquoi pas?
You heard your
Pourquoi
partner,
pas?
Piggy. I'm unstoppable.
Non, Asta n'est pas là. Je peux pas la pousser? Bon.
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
D'accord.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more. The woman on the boat does not notice her steering.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago 2 days' travel away from Rivershot. It's money.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her.
Oui, bien sûr.
She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing.
Coopérative, mais pas trop.
You
bah,
should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky.
Être dingue.
Throwing her off is our best bet.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. And watch your back, ungulate.
Oh, ils sont infects. Elle me fait pitié en plus, les gens comme ça, ils me font pitié. Enfin, je dis pas, hein, il y a beaucoup de bavures policières, hein, mais... Enfin bon. Oh! Oh bah t'es passé! Vas-y, ouvre-moi! Ouvre-moi!
Yes?
Bah vas-y, ouvre-moi! Pas très coopératif. Il est bloqué? Oui, il est bloqué. Non. Oui, il y a une sauvegarde automatique là. J'ai peur. Je peux passer? Non. Tu veux un récap? Alors. Est-ce que tu avais vu le premier épisode déjà? Parce que sinon, l'histoire. Nous sommes un détective, un policier assez nul, dans le sens où on est un ivrogne. Oui, génial, merci, hein, vraiment. Ouais, voilà, on a un ivrogne, on est un peu nul, on se souvient pas trop de de notre vie finalement. On fait beaucoup de bourdes, on a une compétence drama queen. Et il y a eu un pendu. Il y a eu un pendu. Non, je peux y aller. Il y a eu un pendu qu'on n'arrive toujours pas à déloger parce qu'à chaque fois je dégueule quand j'y vais. Et je dois attendre.
This door is made of metal and appears to be number 20.
Théoriquement, on a une enquête.
This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on
Mais
the balcony lives.
Ça, c'est toutes mes quêtes. Voilà. Donc, je t'avouerai, faire un récap, oui et non. C'est-à-dire que là, en fait, on a autant pour objectif, voilà, d'inspecter le corps, bien sûr, mais aussi de trouver des clopes, de trouver notre insigne ainsi que notre arme, peut-être de chanter au karaoké. Enfin, voilà. C'est un peu compliqué. Oh, il est plus de 16 h, on pourra retourner au syndicat. Oui, parce que le jeu aussi s'adapte au temps. Enfin, pas au vrai temps, forcément. Mais il y a du temps dans le jeu, en fait. Ce qui fait que, par exemple, le syndicat, j'avais vu, faut s'introduire dans la pièce où il y a le syndicat. Et il était ouvert qu'à partir de 16 h. Sachant que j'ai commencé le jeu, il était 8 h. Donc, c'était long.
Let's see if anyone's home.
Allez, on y va.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.?
21h, mais je sais même pas où je vais dormir moi ce soir. Ça va pas être possible.
It's all right. We don't have to be here 9 p.m. sharp. I just tomorrow evening, right here.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Remember,
ouais, le jeu est sympa. Et du coup, oui, c'est un jeu, c'est un peu du JDR, quoi. Ok. Parce que je sais pas où je vais dormir, moi, ce soir. Hein. Ok. Parce qu'on réside dans un hôtel, sauf qu'on n'a pas payé. Du coup, le type, il m'a dit, là, tu saoules. Si tu payes pas, tu dors pas. Du coup, je sais pas où je vais dormir ce soir. Ça, j'ai déjà fouillé, ça. Ok. Ça, j'ai déjà fouillé. Hop, et là, un petit peu de thune. Oui, c'est ça. Non, mais c'est intéressant parce que du coup, t'as un peu... T'as un peu la main sur ton jeu, mais en même temps, il y a aussi du jeu de hasard, quoi. Vu que parfois, pour les compétences, les questions, t'as des statistiques. Ok, donc ça, c'est ok. Oh, est-ce que je vais terminer? Non. Ok. C'est pas grave. Et il y a des enfants aussi que j'ai envie de tabasser, mais j'y arrive pas. Parce que la bienséance.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Ok. Ah oui, il fallait parler à l'autre aussi. Oh là là. De toute façon, le syndicat, ils vont être là. Ils vont dormir pendant 2 ans. Ils vont boire pendant 2 ans, pardon. Je peux y aller? Ah oui, non. Un JDR sans les dés. Les dés sont cachés. Alors. Coucou.
A striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach.
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce.
Oui, totalement. Oh, parce que c'est un enfer. Le calvaire. Alors, bonjour, je m'appelle Joyce.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Oui, bien sûr. On lui serre la main.
I'm glad to see you here.
Like steel, there is strength there.
Vous pourrez vous enfoncer ses ongles dans la peau.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will.
Mais c'est bien aimable.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual.
Merci de prévenir que je suis un assisté.
It happens quicker than a shooting star. But did the lieutenant just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation. And the full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
Eh ben, c'est très gentil, vous avez l'air riche. Je peux avoir de l'argent.
It's what you want to say, but it isn't that easy.
Pourquoi?
Is it? Look at that lady. Take a gander. Why, yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat. While dull orange pearls hang. These are the kind eyes of the rich man that's within reason. Now look at you.
Justement,
clad simian.
Parce que je suis tout moche que je demande de l'argent.
Poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too.
Quoi? Y a pas de honte à avoir à secouer cette censure. Bah oui, il faut de l'argent pour le paquet de clopes.
You think your little communism protects you from...
As I was saying,
oui.
If there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Vous pouvez me dire sur la grève.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
D'accord. C'est quoi votre rôle?
I believe the official title is Senior Labour Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery.
And how are the talks going?
Pour le bien de l'enquête, tout à fait.
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Wait, she just admitted that the lynching and the strike are connected.
Je ne sais même plus c'était quoi le lynchage.
Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter-20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Donc la grève a un lien avec le lynchage.
Yes, I believe there is a connection, but that's a subject for later.
D'accord.
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago.
Coopère
yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive. There are leaflets everywhere, and back every worker, a member of the board.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about anything, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000... I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position. A hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags.
Ah oui, d'accord, le lynchage,
a disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Oh, y a pas le big brain là.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work.
This checks out.
Il est arrivé quoi, Gaumont?
Mr. Clare told him to... Fuck off, midget.
Bien sûr.
Gaumont is short. Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union. Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about... Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
If you were to prick it with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
Oh, heavens, no. We get along just fine. Yet, now that you mention it, I can't stop imagining that black treacle just dribbling down his double chin. He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin. Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
Ok. Alors ce que je vais faire, c'est que je vais noter. On a Claire et Edgar. Et Edgar, c'est celui qui a un strabisme. On sait jamais. Hein. Parce qu'il pourrait me jouer des tours.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see. With a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their work. The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with
them. Ouais, je fais des petites notes dans mon carnet. Mais en même temps, j'ai pas de mémoire. Hein. Donc là, vraiment, c'est pas du courage, c'est juste... Voilà, quoi. Mais je suis RP en même temps, oui.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past.
J'ai toujours voulu, quand
I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
Investi dans des jeux comme ça. Je regardais, il y avait une nana par exemple qui avait fait, elle avait fait un super beau carnet de Stardew Valley où à noter, enfin tout ce qu'il va savoir quoi, les préférences, les personnages, ses récoltes, ses machins. Et c'était super joli. Et à chaque fois, j'ai envie de faire ça. Hein. Mais déjà, il faut racheter un carnet. Et en plus, le carnet, bah, c'est pas comme en numérique, quoi. C'est-à-dire que une fois que tu écris dessus, si tu l'as mal fait, bon. Ah oui, j'ai pendu quelqu'un, là. Effectivement. Là, tout à l'heure, le personnage a vomi, j'ai vomi. Par exemple.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is... Of course, officer.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous...
Quelqu'un a disparu, allez.
Yes.
Encore une enquête.
On the last day of the local chapter elections,
mais ce serait cool de faire des petits carnets comme ça.
Said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work, ever. End of story.
Ça, à chaque fois que j'aurai des invités, je le montrerai et je les agacerai avec ça. Eh, regarde mon carnet Disco Elysium. Mon carnet Fallout. Alors là, mon pote, si je commence un carnet Fallout, on ne me voit plus. Hein. C'est la fin.
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just
ah mais c'est cool, hein, mais ça me dégoûte parce que les gens ils ont des écritures, ça t'as l'impression qu'ils l'ont écrit au clavier tellement ils écrivent. C'est tellement proportionnel chaque lettre et tout. Ah bah une bible Fallout, oui totalement. Totalement. Et ça me dégoûte, je peux même pas parler de la passion de Fallout 4 parce que le 4 n'est pas nécessairement apprécié des autres en fait. Parce que je suis sur plusieurs groupes, sur Facebook. Fallout 4 c'est pas le plus aimé quoi. En même temps dès qu'il y a une saga c'est concours de bitin. Oh mais le 3 il était mieux. Oh mais le 4 bof. Oh 76 n'en parlons pas. Bon 76 c'est pas ouf. Même si je continue d'y jouer un petit peu. Mais c'est pas... Bon enfin bon. Alors. Au lit. Ok bah ça on va le noter. Je te jure. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a? On a Oli qui a disparu. Hop, et c'est une contre-maîtresse. Voilà. Comme c'est bizarre.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul. The point of the presentation is these kinds of.
Thank you for your concern.
D'accord, bah écoute, on note.
We'll be just fine.
Les frères Claire. Les roufions à la porte.
The scabs. You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock come to plead?
Don't let her answer it herself.
If the workers were organized by Wild Pines, then it would be a company secret.
It's implied. She's open to discussing this matter with you at a late...
Of course. How else can I help?
C'est quoi votre projet là? Alors, tac tac tac, elle passe une bouteille isolante. Il m'en inventait une autre. Je veux la bouteille.
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets.
D'accord.
For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Oh non.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment.
How curious. Why is that, detective?
C'est né comme mon collègue vous a dit que j'ai récemment souffert d'une crise médicale inhabituelle.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Oui.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please. Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I do believe you, naive as that may sound.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very inconvenient.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've...
She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Of course. But before we do, officers, the situation is extremely volatile. The sooner we can speak about this lynching business, the better for all of us.
Non mais c'est nous qui sommes amnésiques, c'est pas elle. Parce qu'elle veut mon insigne, mais mon insigne je sais pas où je l'ai foutu. Vous êtes sur un bateau?
Why, yes I am.
Et là, non, ce bateau.
The boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is. It's a pleasure craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 race. My sloop, I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Good.
Tu veux avoir un peu d'argent?
Voila.
Oh.
You're doing it.
Tu peux avoir un peu d'argent?
Of course. How much?
She's surprisingly nonchalant about this. Could it be that she somehow knows more?
M'en fous 100.
That's a good sum. Not too small, not fantastically large.
She removes notes and hands them to you.
Oh, toutes les clopes que je vais m'acheter là, mon pote.
To the touch. There must be about 200 real. That's it.
So, I hope I didn't just bribe you, officer. It may not be technically illegal under the Emergency Act, but still.
You're right, ma'am, that donations are permitted under the Emergency Act, unseemly as it may be.
Which he most certainly will do. Now, how else can I help the RCM today?
Ah bah c'est tout, hein. Moi j'ai ma
supplementing its salaries. What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. The Pines' core competency is logistics.
D'accord.
Container shipping, freight, that is the terminal. Another subdivision.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself. Son Baptiste, Elysium, an unknown entity.
Why, thank you.
Bah, moi non plus, j'ai pas saisi. Mais...
She nods.
Ok, merci. Il faudrait que je retrouve mon insigne, quoi.
You work hard.
Bon?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there.
Ouais, c'est vrai.
But you keep it, oh yeah, like a horse.
Une bête de somme, mec.
For
Crève le
hard
cul.
work. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil.
Je
You
gère.
didn't make it that way.
C'est vrai que
A
je gère.
little. You make money. You got gills, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of. It ain't easy.
Je suis trop fort.
But you
Oui, t'as
do
raison,
it.
je suis trop fort.
Day in and day out. You didn't
Je suis
make
trop
the
balèze.
rules, but you won't lose.
Ouais,
You're
c'est
oh
vrai.
yeah. You took that bribe
Je suis un
hard.
tueur.
You're a killer. Sure, sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Are you rich?
Ouais, carrément.
Get out of here. You're a pauper.
Bah maintenant, je suis un peu plus riche
You
quand
work
même.
harder than anyone. Almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo.
Les impôts
Why
sont
is
craints.
that? That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam covered, sticky
Non mais là,
fingers
je suis
in your
narcissique, là,
pocket,
c'est-à-dire que je suis en train de... Parce que
stealing
ça, c'est ma
from you
conscience.
every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much. Every time you wipe your ass, they got their direct and their 98% of all your money.
Waouh. Ça m'aide pas à résoudre mes problèmes d'argent.
What are you, a racist? Don't be a racist. Be a cool immigrant, ultra-liberal
Qu'est-ce que
free
j'accepte en fait,
market
c'est ça que...
advocate. Ride or die. Keep it street.
Allez, barre-toi. Vous rendre un service? Attends, je vais les reparler.
You're back. Good. What can I... I'm afraid I can't say any more until we've taken care of 4...
She's a negotiator. Just float a
Peut bien
favor.
exister un autre moyen.
I will be frank with you.
Wink wink.
If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superior.
You're in, but expect her to drive her.
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret.
They're profiting from it.
The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority.
Alors, mon autorité...
You can recover your badge. Though, if I may be blunt with you, it sounds...
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Oui, bien sûr.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
Ouais. Vous attendiez à quoi au juste?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and you know, not volunteer us to be her henchman.
Je pensais que ça se passait bien.
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser.
Que proposez-vous?
No. If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, what I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate, briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching.
On interroge.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar in Eastern.
Ingredients for what?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff. Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual...
Wildpine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, man.
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the union does not... Yes, but you won't get anything out of Evrat and the dock workers union.
The handoff. The motor lorries at the roundabout.
Precisely. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about.
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance.
Comme la rivière Espérance.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you. No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of... This is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed, thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the...
Well...
What is that?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to...
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need...
She simply nods.
Ok. On fait une nouvelle tâche là. J'ai l'impression que c'est pas terminé. Normalement ça aurait débloqué ça, non? Je sais pas. Dans un premier temps, on va aller voir le syndicat. On va jauger un petit peu quoi. Hop, c'est pas par là. Clic clic clic. Clic 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 clic. Clic 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 clic. Bon. Hop, hop. Petit pas. Petit trot. Non. Oui. C'est vrai ça. Est-ce que ça m'intéresse? Hop là. Alors. Comme ça.
Hello again, sweetie.
Bah. Attends, quand je peux pas y aller. Oh, quelle est cette entourloupe? Okay. Ah mais j'ai des pinces coupantes en fait. Oh, qu'est-ce que j'ai fait? Oh, je crois que je l'ai jeté. Oh non, je crois que j'ai jeté. Ah non. Ah non, il est là. Oh, j'ai eu peur. Oh, j'ai eu peur. Ok. Oui, donc les pinces coupantes, en fait, je pouvais ouvrir, je sais plus où. Bah ouais, je sais plus où, j'ai oublié, forcément. Comment je fais? Oui.
Can I help you? Yes. Have you got it? A lot. For the room and broken window?
Ah tiens.
Well.
Tiens.
Great. Thank you, officer. It's good you paid before 9 p.m. or your door would have been locked electronically. Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Oui.
Another thing. Great.
Non, je
yes.
Bon bah voilà, on est plus riche. Putain, faudra le faire tous les jours. Putain. Autorité. Est-ce que je peux juste améliorer comme ça? Non. Ok. Intimider les gens? Non. On va charmer. Hop. Je suis un peu confuse. Là, je suis confuse. Comment je fais pour rentrer? Ils sont pas là aujourd'hui. Putain. Est-ce que c'était ici? Non, je crois pas. On va regarder.
You see a heavy steel door with the door does not. The cobalt blue old cobalt.
Qu'est-ce que j'ai de beau? Voilà si je fais ça.
You see a heavy.
Hop et là on va ranger ça. C'est pas un pass à avoir mais je sais. Je sais pas. J'en ai aucune idée même. Que fais-je? Il n'y a pas un truc là, il y a des planches. Ça là.
An inconspicuous.
Attends. Ça marche, merci d'être passé mon pote.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, eternite.
Bisous.
An inconspicuous pile.
Hop. Je suis confuse. Est-ce que je peux retenter?
There he still is, looking right through. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
We should have a look at that belt before we even consider taking him down. It looks worrisome.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cut. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt. Big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under six-rotor airships.
Attendez, je me fais des petites notes. Le corps. Donc on a une sangle qui vient du cargo. Là, pour le moment, je pense que c'est syndicat.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
C'est ce que me dit mon cerveau.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves. The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing?
Non, ils ont oublié de l'inviter.
Then you should ask me the first moment we get.
Tu n'aimerais pas le voir se carapater, la corde était renforcée avec du fil en acier.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands.
Ils ont réussi à l'accrocher.
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
D'accord, est-ce qu'ils auraient pu grimper là-haut?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the
la branche est résistante.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp, and torso covered in tattoos.
Ah non, on le décroche comment?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
The cadaver slowly, the material appears to be ceramic.
Non,
its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick, delicate, and fragile. They feel alien to the world around you. These are clearly not boots. They're armor. Possibly part of...
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Solerait.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. It is. It's expensive.
Ok, alors là on a des bottes hors de prix qui ont été laissées. C'est un message. Je t'ai quand même mis 7 sur 10 en termes d'humour, alors que moi tu me mets 6. Hein. Je note. Bottes hors de prix. Je pense que c'est un message, effectivement.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabulary is deemed too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
On lui a laissé les bottes.
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Ah oui.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Attends, mon salaire c'est de 5
Not
000.
too much, yes.
The lieutenant nods, wiping his finger on his sleeve.
Qu'est-ce qu'il fait lui là?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company.
C'est un peu trop sophistiqué pour un vigile, oui, je suis d'accord.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford. The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information.
Ah bah non, donc
this
les,
is one
les gens
thing he
le
might
reste.
actually know.
Mais pourquoi ne pas prendre les bottes aussi? C'est pour ça que c'est bizarre. Ah non, du tout. C'est très bien. Je vais pas me plaindre que tu parles alors que t'es le seul. Tout de même. Okay.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless, and the stench fills your nostrils.
Stop!
Wow.
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Wow.
You're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Stop obsessing about your sexuality, officer. You are about to... What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? Maybe we should concentrate on what's outside the boot and leave what's inside to the boys at processing.
Ah bah non,
just this once. Besides, there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now.
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down, and second, it would probably be... Alright then, you can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing.
D'accord.
But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
Oui, bien sûr.
The cadaver slowly twists. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
Mm-hmm.
A map of the stars.
Ouais.
I do see some...
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice.
So am I.
Un crissement résonne soudain dans l'air tandis que le lieutenant...
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like...
Bon, on va le laisser faire.
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the
c'est
breaking
BG
of a
ça,
small
parce que ça ferait
ampoule
pas une
of
miniature.
glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper.
In case we need it.
Bien sûr. Super cet engin.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
Je vois qu'il essaie quand même de temps en temps. Il a cette petite passion là. Il va
There is
falloir
only
travailler
one
là-dessus si on veut devenir son
ampoule
ami.
left. Use it wisely.
Il aime bien les photos et les voitures.
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Here, a souvenir. Don't lose it.
Oh, plus grand qu'un paquet de cigarettes. Des cigarettes.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical. His eyes are milky white and blind, dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode. From the corpse is dead silent.
Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50.
The corpse looks right through you as you narrow your eyes. The monster, only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue.
D'accord.
His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck.
How should I know why you are squinting, officer? Oh. You are trying to assess lividity.
Oui, bien sûr.
The monster comes back into focus. An explosion of color.
So, what do you think?
Je pense qu'il est mort.
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them.
Stop talking. He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Je pense qu'il est mort.
I agree.
His personality is no longer
totally dead.
Je dirais même plus, il est bien mort. Non, ça marche pas. Absolument.
Absolutely. I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in his hands and feet. The noose acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis here is in tune with the hanging. Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption. But we should still get him down before.
Okay.
But there is no breath to catch.
Allez, c'est parti.
The steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And
Tu veux monter
even
sur
if
mes
we do,
épaules?
there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
Enfin, ça revient même. On va pas scier la branche parce que de toute façon le problème c'est de ne pas réussir à être là-haut. Non, non.
Yes, we do. Someone else? You mean like the police? Sadly, yes. The whole RCM is out there right now, doing the exact same thing. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a...
But what other options?
Climb up there and... There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Une arme.
Yeah! Bang bang time.
How?
En tirant là peut-être.
It absolutely will not, officer. That's not...
Yeah, now we're talking. They'll miss. The pigs will miss, Kuno.
Allez.
I'll blow his head off.
Take it. Yeah, take...
Silence. With and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel.
Attends, est-ce que tu sais bien tirer?
Scouring stick and gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it. That's a Kiel A9090 armistice. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls.
God damn it.
Ça a pas marché?
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow's desk was the wrong choice.
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
Ah bah oui, c'est lui Kuno, putain, j'avais pas du tout capté.
I have to say, it's beginning to look
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
Non, non, non. Certainement pas. Certainement pas. Non.
Yes, we do. Okay. They do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there... Okay. Let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way.
De quoi? C'est une blague?
From the gates,
ah bah oui,
by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. Or we can try to find some secret third path. To ask the suspect for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Evrard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred that. Clearly we can.
Suck my dick, bitches.
Oh, ta sœur, toi. Je crois qu'il faut que je lui parle à lui, je sais plus pourquoi.
Fuck does Kuno care? The fuck about it? Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. Kuno's fucking's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a... Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea. Rugby style. That shit means... Yeah? That shit means nothing to Kuno. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. Yeah, cock in boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit.
He means Manana, the laid-back striker at the gates.
D'accord.
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno...
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy.
Fuck are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
Et again, il l'a toujours été. Il a jamais eu un éclair de génie. Hein.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder?
You hear the lieutenant hum.
You're testing Kuno.
Get lost.
Je vois pas pourquoi ils censurent juste ce mot alors qu'ils sont pas censurés ceux d'avant, quoi.
Kuno does...
Ok. Ok, rêve de l'armure. Ah, et l'autre il avait des tatouages aussi, il faudra voir.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man. From the right shoulder, it still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky. But for you to discover, someone who knows about history could tell you.
D'accord. Quelqu'un calé en histoire. Et on a encore un niveau, mais c'est dingue. Hop et là, autorité. On en a bien besoin. On va lui parler de l'affaire, du briefing.
What do you want to know? What's there to say? It's just stupidity. The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street game. Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to...
So, he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary. The silence carries.
Martinez? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about... Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Ça marche.
Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
C'est vrai qu'on travaillera mieux ensemble si on se connaît.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this. but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
D'accord.
I guess you don't need glasses, then. What do you mean? I have no idea.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be
C'est vrai que nous on a peu parler avec nous-mêmes.
I can't say that it...
The lieutenant produces his... We all have our different... You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous...
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. No.
Okay.
The lieutenant nods.
Ça veut dire qu'il en a plein de secrets.
Let's change the subject. Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 50s, they say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gather...
Yes, but containers contain things. Shiny thing. He simply nods.
Bah, je suis censée lui demander un briefing, mais... Attends. Oh, je suis Kiblo.
Yes? What do you want to know?
Ouais, bah tout.
Ah, yes. The case brief you missed. Now, 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part a security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was... They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers union is the de facto police. Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Peut-être qu'elle est sexy, mais n'importe quoi. Allez.
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was... Excellent. Was there anything else?
Non, c'est bon. Et on va se quitter sur ça, je pense. Ah, l'accent français, il est incroyable. C'est un plaisir. Un plaisir. Ce qu'on va faire, c'est qu'on va se positionner... On va se positionner près des camions. Et on fera un petit interrogatoire à la prochaine session. 18h. Alors on va se mettre ici. On va se placer ici. Je vais me le mettre en objectif. Hop. Objectif prochain. Interroger camion. Voilà. Comme ça. Là on est casé. On est casé. Aussi. Donc là on arrête, mais je vais profiter qu'on est là. Je vais regarder s'il n'y a pas des petits réglages à faire ou des trucs. Je vais laisser la musique en fond. Hein. Normalement on voit pas ce que je fais. Non, ça va. Juste regarder. Je crois pas que je l'ai enregistré. Non. Bah, je sais pas pourquoi ça marche pas. Bah ouais, je suis en train de regarder, mais... Voyons. J'ai perdu en plus le mail qu'il m'avait envoyé. Parce qu'il m'avait parlé de son pendant un temps, mais bon ça c'est pas ça. Alors. Ah oui, il y a la qualité de stream moins élevée, mais sachant qu'on est en 720, ça fait chier quoi. Après hop là. Il n'y a plus rien. Attends. Voilà. Donc ça c'est ok. Le stream. Bah je sais pas où c'est. Donc là je t'avouerai. Audio, vidéo. Ah oui, vidéo. Non, parce que ça... Non bah attends, j'ai rien changé pour le moment parce que je peux pas le changer. Parce que je peux peut-être pas le faire pendant le live. Non, j'ai pas... Bah le truc c'est que là faudrait voir tant que c'est là quoi, mais... Parce que attention c'est pas comme s'il y avait d'autres gens. Vidéo, ouais non, faudra peut-être... Oh ça me fait chier de baisser la qualité quoi, parce qu'au final ça revient au même, hein, s'il n'y a pas une assez bonne qualité... Là je viens de changer un tout petit truc. Est-ce que tu peux me dire? Ah, c'est ce que je viens de faire. Enfin bon. Je vais quitter et puis on verra ça. On verra ça après. Bah merci de m'avoir suivi comme d'habitude. Et puis Boujou quoi, hein, finalement. Boujou.